Ooh, let's make sure the volume is all the way up. Whoop, there we go. Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here at the A Good Yarn Sarasota knitting table, and it is time for us to have some knitting yarny fun on Wednesday. Just like every Wednesday, I am here from noon to 1-ish to talk about what is new and interesting here at the store. Welcome to everyone. We have, because this is such an important part of our week, we do close the store from 12 to 1 so that y'all can have our undivided attention. As always, Susan is in her office and Murray's in his office, so I am in a very safe space here. So I'm going to take off my mask so I can talk. I'm gonna get the sweat off. Hi guys, so excited to see y'all here. Welcome. As always, we have the comments going underneath, and Susan and Kat should be monitoring. They are there to answer questions that I might miss, the specifics about like adding links on where to get things, and if you have questions on prices and everything like that. I have been known to just kind of make stuff up. So they are there to give you the real information on like exactly some of the stuff I'm talking about. Welcome to everyone who is tuning in. I see Kathy and Tamara and Jennifer. I'm so glad that you're all here. We have fun stuff to talk about. As always, we start off by talking about the fact that we are open to the public right now. We are open Monday through Saturday from 11 to 3. And look, we got Jeanette. Hi, Elizabeth. How you doing? So, we are open from 11 to 3. Since the weather has gotten substantially better when it's not raining, we welcome people to come and bring their own chairs and sit socially distanced outside if they would like to come and sit and knit in our lovely weather. We get more people on Saturdays, and you are welcome to come. That said, we are going to be closed on this coming Wednesday because of the holiday, and I have a lovely informational sheet that Marie printed for me about our holiday hours. So our Thanksgiving, we are closed on Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday, November 27th, we're open 11 to 3, and Saturday, November 28th, we're open 11 to 3, like usual. Then we have our Christmas hours. We're going to be closed Thursday, December 24th, and Friday, December 25th. And then on New Year's, we're going to be closed Thursday, December 31st, Friday, January 1st, and I think are we open on Saturday the 2nd? Yes. Yeah, it looks like we're open Saturday the 2nd. I was just a little confused in reading this, but so that is it. That is super exciting. Now, I got so much here to talk to y'all about. It's a little overwhelming. Hi, Mary. I'm so glad you checked in. So, and I will come back to those because I have more information for that. So, we are open. We do ask that you remain socially distanced. Wear a mask. We have hand sanitizer available. We can only allow 4 people in the store at any given time. So if you do come and the door is locked, we will put chairs out. If you could just wait, and we try to, when we see someone waiting, we try to, keep it moving through as much as possible. We are working on making the store as safe of a space as we can for both the employees and our customers, and we love to have y'all come in. So I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I have a whole stack of books to show y'all, but the most exciting thing is Saturday. this Saturday, we are having our 11th anniversary party. It is going to be Spend the Day with Susan Knitting Outside. We are so excited. We have done our best. Susan has been working very hard on planning a really fun event with all of the considerations that we have to make for this, for what's going on. So, the 11-year celebration is Saturday from 11 to 3. There will be door prizes. We encourage you to bring your chairs and sit outside. Susan's going to be outside knitting. You need to bring your own beverage, but we will be supplying individually wrapped snacks that are commercial, so they're safe. If you want to grab some snackies, we'll have those for you. As with every other day, we can only really have 4 people in the store at a time, so we'll cycle people through and you can chill outside and we can have some fun. The big thing, and I mentioned door prizes, so if you come in person, you can enter for a door prize. You just sign up for it and there's no purchase necessary. But we wanted to allow our friends who can't come to also participate. So we are having a special guest. Her name is Katie Rempe. Some of you might remember her because she used to work here at A Good Yarn. From A Good Yarn, she moved on to being the product development manager at Cawl. How exciting is that? And she worked there for several years, and now she has decided to start her own business as an independent consultant and knitwear designer. So that is super exciting, and she is going to be teaching a Zoom class, and it's a free class, and what the class is a knit along for one of her patterns. The pattern is a secret, and the Zoom class is free. And the way for, if you are one of our remote customers and can't attend in person, the way you can be entered for a door prize is you need to go on A Good Yarn Sarasota and sign up for Katie's class under the event portion of the classes. It is free, and when you show up on Saturday for the Zoom event, that is when we consider you having to visited our store, and then you can be entered for a door prize. All you got to do is show up on the Zoom call and you will be entered. It is going to be at 1 o'clock and last an hour. So that was a little bit of information. So as I said, you are going to be doing a knit along with Katie, and it's a mystery. The pattern is mystery. The pattern will be a gift from us to you. So when you sign up for the Zoom class, you will get the information, or when you come in to the store, we will be giving it to you. And the only thing you need is you need to have DK weight yarn, approximately 400 yards, and a size 7 needle. And we are recommending that you 3 skeins of the gorgeous Brooklyn Tweed Dapple. And Dapple is DK weight, and it is a woolen spun 2-ply merino wool cotton blend. It is 60% merino and 40% organic cotton. It is, and it's so cool. Brooklyn Tweed gives us all this amazing information. The wool is from Colorado. The cotton is from Texas. It is spun in Wisconsin and hand dyed in Philadelphia. So this is so cool. And the colors that we have at least 3 skeins of are Plinth, which is a lovely gray. This is Cerise, which is a great pink. Pinky ready color. This is Seafoam green, such a pretty green. Natural, which would be great. And then these 2 are really subtle, but they're different. This one is Cosmos, and this one is Anchor. They're 2 different shades. This one's a little more blue, and this one is definitely a charcoal gray. So those are the Dapple colors we have, but pretty much 400 yards of just about any DK weight. We have so many DK weights in the store. Half the Rowan are DK. You could use the Solstice. You could use Yowza. You could use the new Tweety one. We have all kinds of amazing DKs. So check online or come on in and we'll help you pick out the yarn for this surprise pattern. Okay, so I got all that information. Bring snacks, bring beverage. We supply the snacks. Spend the day with Susan outside. Special guest, free class. I got it all. Okay, so much information. Now, here's another super exciting thing about the 11th anniversary. For the 11th anniversary, yes, it can be all one color, I think, Kelly, but Susan will confirm that. So for our anniversary, we have a special exclusive color. And right now, the only way to get this yarn, this color, is in our 11th anniversary kit. We are so excited about it. We had our very own Kitty Bee dye this gorgeous yarn. It is 75% extra fine superwash merino wool and 25% silk. It is hand dyed in Florida, and the name of it is Marie's Orchard. So Kat used a inspiration photograph of the Marie Selby orchid. It is specifically an orchid that was named after Marie Selby, who formed a famous philanthropist and botanist. I think she's a plant person, and that is where the Selby Gardens. She founded the Selby Gardens, and Kat used that to draw for inspiration to color this yarn, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? It's got lavender into purple, into pink, into burgundy, with shots of white and little bits of green. Kat even left me an unwound one so I can show you, because let me tell you, I'm such a sucker for yarns when they are out of the skein. Let me get it nice and neat. I'm not going to try to put this back. I make a mess when look at this. Look at the color. See, you can see there's little shots of green in there, and then you get the darker colors, and it's so beautifully distributed. This is definitely hand painted, and as you can see, this is not probably going to pool because it's so variable. There's not big chunks, and by big chunks, usually a big chunk would be like all of this would be one color. It's just gorgeous, and I can't wait to see it knit up, and the silk is absolutely amazing. Oh, I just want to, there, I made my cowl. It's gorgeous. Don't you think? It's just beautiful. So the only way to get this yarn is in our 11th anniversary kits. I'm gonna pretend to twist it up. There, I made a little pile. And our kits, we're super excited, here we go. Our kit it's called Marie's Orchid. Our kit is this is the kit. So you get one of our great and popular A Good Yarn clear bags. These are great project bags because you can just have them lined up and you can see what project is in there. Instead of having to open every project, they are really great because, you know, if you get them wet or you accidentally spilled wine on them or whatever, they are good to go. Inside each kit, the only choice you will have to make is if you want one skein or two. That's pretty much your choice. One skein or two. And you'll get the yarn, the bag, one of our A Good Yarn gauges. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the A Good Yarn swatch gauge from Acres Work. It is a fantastic gauge. This is the 4 inches 10 centimeters. You just stick it down on your swatch and you can measure. I'm going to put that back in. You get a Good Yarn tape measure, and you get one of the amazing bars of soap. We have these lovely scented soaps from the local Naples soap company. This one is coconut lime. It's going to be kind of a surprise which flavor. Do you call soap in flavors? Because really, all of the names make me think of flavors, but they're all different scents and different soaps. So you'll get a bar of soap, a tape measure, the gauge measure, and either 1 or 2 skeins of yarn, depending on what you choose, in a great plastic bag. One of our great project bags. Scent. I kind of like flavor better, Diane. I think the idea of a soap flavor is kind of funny. As long as you don't have a 3-year-old, I guess. So that is the super, okay, so I gotta make sure you get the bag, the swatch gauge, the scented soap, a measuring tape, and 1 or 2 skeins. These are these on the website, Susan? Yeah. They're on the website, so you can get them now, or you can come and get one on Saturday at the event, which we're super excited about. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Now, books. Giant stack of books. I'm not going to go through every single book, but I want to show you, these are new books that we've got in. They are absolutely amazing, and it's a really interesting variety. We have the new MDK mini book. This is the field guide number 16. It's Painterly, and again, it's about a year since the last one. They have collaborated with Caplet, and so it's another color work one with just gorgeous and fun color projects. And it's a little book. It's got great patterns in it. We've got the watercolor cowl. Oh, look at that. That's in a different color combo. That's really cool. It's got these great cushions. I am so into the idea of knitting cushions right now. I just love the idea. It's a rectangle. There's not going to be a lot of shaping. It just sounds like fun. We have a throw, and it's called the Kites Throw. And so it's a lot, and village cityscape scarves. So if you look, you can see that these aren't just squares. They have all different kinds of little things going on. So it's kind of like a pieced quilt kind of situation. Here, you can see it better there. And you can see that there's like a little house. Isn't that cool? It's little houses, but it looks kind of abstract. So that is super cool. We've got this, which might go home with me, one of these. This is the Vogue Knitting Project Journal, and I really like this because it's sort of like one of those planners, but there's no dates in it. So this is just for planning, and it's just got all kinds, it's got a bunch of different, and so it's got a place for your project, designer, made for, start date, end date, so you can take notes and drawings and sketches on all your projects. And there is enough room. It's just really cool. You've got all of these, and you can see it's got this little number, so there's enough room in here. It goes up to 25. So there's enough room in here for 25 projects, which I just really like this. There's a whole thing on taking body measurements and a spot for you to record body measurements for yourself and people you knit for. So it's really cool. And there's a section on yardage estimates. I don't know, I can see this being very useful for me for my designing. So that's a good one. That's the Vogue Knitting Project Journal. If you have someone in your life that is thinking about knitting, and especially if that special someone is a small person, we have the My First Knitting book. And this is a great book for getting younger people started knitting. It's got all these tiny little projects in it. My personal favorite is, look at this owl. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. But these are fast, small projects, and it's got, the front section is a teaching section on how to do everything. So this is a great book aimed at the younger set. So this could be a really fun holiday gift for someone. Pair it with some needles and some yarn, and you've got a great gift. People, you've probably noticed, our seascape behind us, and people are always asking about how to make those. So we got a book on amigurumi crochet sea creatures, and I'm just going to show you the front and look at that. So if you've ever thought of adding to our display or just wanted to make your own little guys, this is the crochet book for you. Look at the narwhal. He's fun. So just because we have the display, we really felt we needed to have this. But again, could be super cute. You could crochet a whole bunch of them and it could be like holiday decorations. That'd be fun. This is the new Mary Jane Mucklestone book, and it is called Fair Isle. It's got a little band on it. Fair Isle Weekend. It is a beautiful book. It's got the band. This new band thing is really interesting. But oh my gosh, it's just beyond beautiful. Look at the photography in it. They're beautiful project. If you know anything about Mary Jane, look, if you know anything about or seen any of Mary Jane Mucklestone's work, you know that it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just a great, if you want to get into some Fair Isle, and look at that tam. So pretty. This, you may, if you're a Fair Isle fan, you're gonna need this book. You know a Fair Isle fan. Look at these mitts. Oh, so cute. This, this isn't knitting, but look, puffins. I love puffins. They're funny. This is a beautiful, what is this? I think it's a scarf or a cowl. Oh, there's some, these are just wristers. So this is a beautiful, if you want to play with Fair Isle, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. This is Fair Isle Weekend. This one, 95% chance I'm gonna buy this one. The Colorwork Bible. If you're interested in color work, this has instructions for all different kinds of color work. I'm gonna just read you the table of contents if I can get the book open. So this has, let me get the table of contents. So it has an introduction. Chapter 1 is Understanding Color. Chapter 2 is Yarn Choice. Chapter 3 is Stripes. Chapter 4 is Stranded. Chapter 5, my personal favorite, Slip, Stitch, and Mosaic. Chapter 6 is Intarsia. Chapter 7 is Double Knitting. And Chapter 8 is Brioche Color Work. So this book is fantastic in that it has information. It talks about the cast-ons. You have instructional photographs. It is just a really great book. It's got swatch lessons. So here's the Intarsia section. So it talks about what Intarsia is. It gives you the yarn supplies, talks about winding bobbins, which is something that's good for Intarsia. Then, it even teaches you how to make yarn butterflies, which is really cool. It talks to you about how to do chart reading, and then it works you through a swatch. This is really brilliant, so that you can get the technique without having to commit to a full project. And then, look at the pictures. It is really extensive, and I think this is almost as good as having her next to you, like holding your hand. A whole section on duplicate stitch, double knitting. I really think this is a fantastic color work book. And then a pattern book for y'all. It does, Laura. It really covers all the bases, and I love that it covers all the bases, but it's not like massive, It's just a really good book. We have, those of y'all might be fans, Outlander Knitting. People watch this show and love the pieces in it. So this is a whole book that is patterns from the Outlander, and it's got pictures. So it is the official Outlander book. And this is a Kate Atherley, and the photographs are by Gail Zucker, which is super cool. She did the photographs for my second book. And so this just has, so we've got Kate, it has 20 projects in it. Let me see if it's got an index. Does not appear to have an index. So we've got, there's a shawl. We've got multiple different designers in the book. We've got a blanket. We've got a really cute vest. That is from the movie. That's a still from the movie. Let's see if I can find the picture from the, oh, here it is. So, and that is the vest that you can knit yourself. It's got, ooh, there's a man's vest, a gorgeous colorwork sweater. So if you are a fan of Outlander, or if you have watched Outlander and been like, I need to wear those things, this would be the book for you. I know there's like entire Ravelry groups dedicated to trying to recreate the Outlander stuff. So I can totally see, oh, look at that shawl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where is this shawl? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. I'm enjoying looking. They're calling that a caplet. We got socks, we got color work, we got tams. Outlander. So, lots of books. Let's take a deep breath. How's it going? I love watching y'all talk in the things. Okay, now, I promised y'all some new yarn, and we are incredibly excited to add to our lineup of Neighborhood Fiber Company. And Susan has brought in the Neighborhood Fiber Company, and the name of this is Studio Worsted. Look at that. So Studio Worsted, we wanted another beautiful worsted weight option for y'all to do amazing things with. Studio Worsted is 100% organic merino, 200 yards to 4 ounces, 4.5 to 5 stitches per inch on a US 7 or 8. It is marine. It says it's machine washable. So, but it doesn't say it's super wash. I don't know. I'd probably hand wash it anyway. Yeah, Kelly, are you in Baltimore? She's in Baltimore, right? I believe that's, so it's great because she is Karita is the owner of Neighborhood, and she is very active in her local community, and she's called Neighborhood Fiber, and all of the colors and bases are named after like regions and areas of her neighborhood and her city, the same way that our very own Kitty Bee names all of her things after Sarasota stuff. So I think that is super fun. So Kelly confirmed, yes, she is in Baltimore. So we're excited. All of this is online. So we've got this super beautiful dark blue, which is Palisades. And then we've got this gorgeous dark burgundy leaning towards purple. This is Waverly. We've got a little bit of a speckle here in Basquiat. And look at this. It's really neat because it's like a browny gray color with this very orange going to clay speckled through it with a little haze of purple. It's a really interesting color combination. So that is gorgeous. Oh, hello. Here's another speckle. This is Oakley. And this is a real yellow-based orange. It's almost a fiery color, and it's got little hints of a sooty color. So it's like it's almost on fire. It is really, really pretty. And then we have another orange. The difference between them is subtle. This one's a lighter and more yellow. This one's a little bit warmer. This is Bolton Hill, and it's definitely more towards the red or side of orange, and this is more towards the yellow side of orange, if you can see that. Both beautiful. I love this one with this blue. Look how pretty that is together. Now we've got a true red. This is Station North, and I'm going to say true red because this one looked sort of red when I showed it to you, but now you can see that it's definitely in more of an orange category. Then we've got, this is Cedarcroft, and this is one of those really fun hand dyes where you've got like a kind of tanny brown base color, but then there's like a wash of like more of a rusty color over it. It's got a lot of really pretty depth. It's sometimes you don't see really good browns, but I really like this one. We've got a gorgeous gold. This is Oliver. is a beautiful, beautiful mustardy, almost mustard gold color with, again, that kind of rusty wash that gives it beautiful depth. This is Ramble Wood. And again, I'm going to show it next to another one, so it is different. This one is definitely leaning almost towards a brownie purple kind of brownie red purpley. I don't know, it's just pretty. Not a lot of depth to it. These are really interesting and subtle colors. Here is this is Upton. I would say this is very definitely a charcoal. Just a gorgeous deep, not true black. It's got a little bit of gray to it. This is Holland's Market. You're seeing the names of the regions. Look how pretty that blue is. It's got some variation to it, so that tells you it's hand dyed. Here is a speckly one. This is Hampden with a P, Hampden. It's got beautiful blues in it. This is a very oceany color. You know we like those. And even more speckly, this is S-H-A-M-I, Shami. And this goes all the way from up here where it's looking like blues and grays, but then you gotta watch because we've got these gorgeous purples and reds that jump in on us. So it's a gorgeous variegated. Then we have a series of kind of in the gray realm. We've got Lauraville, which has, it's not quite as purple as it looks like it's appearing on my iPad, but it does have a lavender tinge. Charles Center, which is a beautiful faint gray. And then this is Federal Hill, which is a darker gray that has less blue in it. This is more towards like a beigey color. So those are three pretty grays. Then this is Rosemont. It's a beautiful blue. I just love this color. It's like a really faint blue with a wash of gray. Ramblewood and Oakley right now. Ooh, I would have to dig all through these to pick them out. And this is Stephen Towns. And this one is a fun speckle. It's got a gray base with brown speckles, but the browns are different. Like there's a tiny bit of burgundy popping in there. Just absolutely beautiful. They're just really cool. So this is all of this amazing. We have a whole display of this. If you come into the store and it's on a whole rack, it's absolutely beautiful. We have sweater quantities of a lot of these colors. But Susan, I love worsted weight yarn, and Susan asked me if I could bring in some of my samples of my patterns that are done in worsted weight yarn, and so I did. You see a couple of them behind me, and I have some on the table, so I hope you're excited to see some samples and ideas of what accessories you could make with the worsted weight yarn. Orange and brown for Cleveland Browns, awesome. So speaking of orange, I'm going to show you this first. So this is a very large shawl that is in worsted weight, and the name of this is Anella Mollis, A-N-N-E-L-L-A-M-O-L-L-I-S. All of these patterns are available either on my website, tumpedduck.com, or through Ravelry, or however you prefer to buy your patterns. I don't think so, Laura. But this is a 3-panel top-down triangle. So essentially it's like if you've made a top-down triangle, this just has one extra triangle. So you just go across, and it's a really simple texture pattern for most of the shawl. And then down at the bottom, what happened is I wanted to do an easy lace trim on it, but I didn't want to mess with having to figure out, one of the things about a triangle is this is the increase line, right? And then you have to figure out how to integrate those increases into the trim. And I didn't want to do that. So what I did is you work like a top-down triangle to this until the texture disappears, and then you have one row where you literally, I decided to use pie shawl shaping, literally you double the stitches. You essentially knit front back all the way across. It's a whole lot of stitches. And then you don't have to do any more increases except for at the edge. So it flares out a little bit. So this bottom part is just repeating the same thing over and over to get this lace texture at the bottom. It is a very long bind off, but it is a beautiful, if you're looking for a big shawl that you can really wrap up on in. Let me show you. Here we go. So, and I'm not a small lady. So this one, so just wearing it, just thrown over your shoulders, you get this much coverage. If you shift it so that the corner, the center is on your shoulder, I can throw this all the way up and over, and then this will hang around the front, and you essentially have full coverage all the way around, and it will actively keep you warm. So, and since it's worsted, it knits up. You can get to this size faster than you would if you were working in a lighter weight yarn. Okay, now, so this piece, caplets. Caplets are huge right now, right? And this is a caplet that I designed for my book, my first book, Mosaic Lace Knits. But I brought this one because it is also available online as a single pattern through Knitting. And so a little bit of story time. So what happened is in the book writing process, I sourced all the yarn, I designed all the patterns, I wrote everything, I sent it in, it got photographed. The distance between picking out the yarns and the book actually being published is 2 years. So the TNNA, the trade show where my book was announced, this was the original version of the caplet. The yarn company announced that they were discontinuing this yarn. I'm like, thanks a lot, people. That's not helpful. So what I did was I sourced different yarn and reknit it and rephotographed it, and it was published in the online Knitting. So this pattern is available in my book, but it is also available online on Knitting. This is a slightly longer version. Here is the shorter version. It is knit from the bottom in this direction, so the cast off, the bind off is around the neck. It comes in 2 sizes because it really doesn't fit. This fits, it's in the small, medium, large range, and then there's a large, extra large size. It takes worsted weight yarn. It's in 2 colors. The name of it is isochronal arc because it's a math description for this shape. And this is the mosaic and lace. So you're knitting stripes and slipping stitches. That's all you're doing. It looks like you're doing fancy color work, but you're really not. And you can see in here where the color work is. It's right here. You can see it makes these fun little V's, and you've got these little fans, and it's just a super fun pattern. So the worsted, the studio worsted would definitely work in this. And then another pattern that is available in my book and online as an individual pattern is a cowl that takes 2 skeins of worsted weight yarn. And this is, again, another mosaic lace piece. The lace in this one is very straight. It's a little less elaborate, and this is called sardukar. And this is a tall cowl. This is a cowl for people who live in very cold weather. But the idea is, if you had a tall cowl like this that was just mosaic without the lace in it, it would stand up to like your eye. It's not going to collapse. But because this has the lace in it, it makes it, let's see if I'll destroy my hair doing this. It makes it collapse down. It makes it drape more, and you've got this collapse. But it is long enough that if I, doesn't work with my hair. It's long enough that you could pull it up. Oh, my hair is going to be a mess after this. You can pull it up over your head and it'll keep you warm. But it is a fun knit. It is a very large chart is what this piece is, because of the way the patterning is, there's no repeated rows. So it's just kind of like following a line by line pattern, but in chart form. So, isn't that cool? That's Sardaukar. Staying in the Cowl region, this is substantially less complex, but still super fun. This is a cowlette. And the idea behind these is it's like wearing a top-down triangle that you're wearing backwards, but you don't have to fuss with it. It's just knit in the round with the same kind of shaping, and it makes a little, this is a great one. It's modeled on the pattern page. It's modeled by my husband. This is a great unisex piece, and it just, see, it just sits. You get that point in the front and it sits in your shoulders, and it's a great cowl. It goes wonderfully under a jacket because it's sort of got that ascot kind of look. And this is super simple. The name of this pattern is Ring the Gack. I like weird names. So this is actually from a collection I did, and the name of the collection is One Stitch, Two Stitch, and the whole thing is Dr. Seuss themed. And the idea is it's what can you do with stitch patterns that are only 2 stitches wide. So this is available as an individual pattern, but also as part of an ebook. And what the ebook is it's a mini stitch dictionary that has like 14 2-stitch wide patterns in it with little swatches. And in the ebook, there's instructions where you pick out the pattern you like and how to insert it into, how the stitch pattern and insert the stitch pattern into the different, there are 4 patterns in the book. There's this cowl, a hat, a scarf, and a shawl. Or if you just like it this way, you can just get this pattern standalone by itself and just follow the instructions. And it is a great little, it's using something called the ridge stitch, and it's just got a really fun texture pattern. And I think this would look awesome in one of these multicolors that she has here, because there's enough interesting things going on with the stitch, and it's just got the simple lace pattern down the center, and these are the functional increases for the piece. So I think that would look amazing. If you like orange, I think that would look amazing. It's just a really fun piece. Then I have another shawl. I like worsted weight yarn. Did I say I like worsted yarn? Yes, I think that this cowl would make a great Christmas gift. This is Mace. This is one of my earliest shawl patterns. It's very simple. Let me show you. It's a crescent-shaped shawl, and it's got these wings. It's a shape I played with when I started designing, and these are functional yarn overs, and it's different. So normal crescents, you know, they have the hump in the middle. All of the increases, it's to make a crescent, you want 6 stitches every 2 rows. So normally what you're doing is 4 stitches on the right side row and 2 stitches on the wrong side row increases. How many skeins for the cowl? Hang on. I'm gonna look it up. Boo, boo, boo. I should have looked it up previously. I apologize. Isn't technology grand? I'm talking to you on an iPad while using my iPhone. Okay, Ring the Gack calls for 200 to 210 yards is what I have in there, and these are 200 yards. So you should be able to get 1 skein. Should be able to get one. It's a 1 skein project. The way the pattern is written, you essentially repeat till you run out of yarn, so it might be a little bit shorter or a little bit longer depending on what your gauge is. But ooh, I got a fiber in my nose. So yes, so this takes 1 skein. This is going to take a couple more skeins. So what I was saying is you want to increase 4 stitches on the right side and 2 stitches on the wrong side. And the way that's usually arranged in a crescent is you're going to increase 2 on the edge, knit all the way across, increase 2 on the edge, and then when you work your wrong side, you increase 1 on each edge. So it keeps on growing out like a crescent. What this does is it increases on the edge, but then it increases along this line that's sort of like a raglan line. It moves and it shifts and it creates this big wide curve. It involves stitch markers and the stitch markers move, but the instructions are good. And this pattern, Mace, this is 400 yards, so you would need 2 skeins, but you could keep on going. It is more of a formula than it's like a multi-pattern. So it teaches you how to make the shape. The pattern teaches the shape. And then if you like to play yourself, it gives you 4 different stitches that you can play with to insert into the center part. And at the end, you have line by line instructions on how to make this exact scarf with this exact patterning. The name of this shawl is Mace, M-A-P-E-S. This is part of my Dune series, as is this. So I have a whole series of patterns that are all inspired by the Frank Herbert science fiction novel Dune. Actually, I'm so excited because I recently saw a preview that they've made a new Dune movie. It was supposed to come out in December, but they pushed it to the spring. I can't wait. And Mace is one of the Shadow Mace is one of the characters in Dune. So, and she's a housekeeper. She's a very utilitarian character. So I made a shawl that is a great everyday wear around the house, wear with jeans kind of shawl. And it's one of my probably one of my simplest shawl designs. So if you just want a crescent shaped shawl that you can make, this is one of them. Okay. It's Fedex. Fedex just knocked on the door. So they're coming. So that is the Mace shawl. You can make it with 2 skeins. One of the great things about that shawl is it is an open-ended shawl. You could make it, if you wanted a bigger shawl, you could make it with 3 skeins. You could keep on going. You could even make it with 1 skein and it would just be a little tiny thing that you could tie around your neck. So it's very flexible. You can also make it with different yarn sizes, etc., etc., etc. And then the final worsted weight pattern I wanted to show you is a scarf. It's a men's scarf. And it is super elegant. It's an evening scarf, which means it's shorter than a typical and wider than a typical scarf. So here it is. It is a combination of Mosaic, slip stitch color work, and texture. And it's playing with color dominance. And you can see it's this pattern and it goes all the way up. And it is the name of this pattern. I was trying to decide what I wanted to name it, and I wanted a name that just spoke to masculine elegance. I really wanted, it's a men's scarf. Of course a woman can wear it, but it was definitely intended to be a men's scarf. And I was like, who is the most dashing, elegant, like when you hear that name, it just screams suave and debonair. So the name of this scarf is No Mr. Bond, I Expect You to Die. Because my husband is a huge James Bond fan. And if you go and look at the pictures of this scarf in the on the pattern page, he modeled it for me. He put on a 3-piece suit. He really, in like a black trench coat, he really got into pretending to be James Bond. So that was super fun. So this is No Mr. Bond. And again, what this is you would need to pick out 2 contrasting colors. And we could definitely do, let's see here, charcoal. And here we go. Oh, just got something awesome from Fedex to show you. So like you could do those colors and that would be super close to what we have here, if you can see that. And I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it'd be close. It might be a little shorter than this yardage wise, but one of each skein, and you just kind of work till you run out of yarn. So that is we decided to just have some ideas in worsted weight that weren't, so of course there are tons and tons of amazing worsted weight sweaters out there that you can make, but we wanted some options that were non-worsted weight. Now, do you want to see what just came from Fedex? It's very exciting. We have been waiting for these. We got more of the AdiClicks. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. These are the AdiClick Rocket Squared Shorts. So these are the square interchangeable needle sets. Let me get this open. Usually I figure out how to open these before we get started so that I don't look ridiculous. But apparently we're gonna do this thing. So it comes in a great case. It opens. We've got the little flappies. Got all of the instructional information, and here are the tips. Now these square tips are more ergonomically friendly to reduce tension and strain on your hands when you're knitting, and these are the short tips. And then this is the jumper that you can make longer cables, and I'm going to go out on one limb and say this zipper has the cables in it. Now these click sets, if you already have an AdiClick set, the cables work with either tip, so you can expand your collection with that, and they are just gorgeous. People love these things. And you can see here, it shows that the cables, they're all different kinds, and the cables work with them. So here, I think last time I showed you these, I showed you the long tip, and you can see there the difference between the long tip and the short tip. So these are great. So if you've been waiting for the Adi tips, now jump on it, because last time we sold out of these super, super fast. The type is inside out. All the type is backwards because that is how Facebook shows things. I haven't figured out a setting that lets me let y'all see it right way out. It's just the way Facebook does it, I'm afraid. So it's the type on this is correct. It's just because I'm showing it to the camera, this camera reverses everything. And I haven't figured out how to fix it. I've poked at all the buttons and trying to see, and it just doesn't do anything. So here we go. Now we have a few minutes, just a couple minutes left, and I want to take you, we've received some feedback and found out that y'all really like seeing the store. So I'm going to use these last few minutes to take a quick breeze around the store and also show you what's going on in the sale section, because Susan is still adding to the sale yarn, so you definitely need to come in and see that. I also want to mention to make sure that you tune in on Wednesday. Wednesday we will be closed, but I'm going to come here anyway just to talk to y'all on Wednesday so we can have some fun. And you really want to tune in on Wednesday, because on Wednesday we are going to be talking about all of our Black Friday hours and small business, Black Friday, small business Saturday. On next week, I'm going to tell you about the sales, give you a sneak peek into the sales and the specials that we are going to be running for Black Friday and small business Saturday. So I will see you next week, even if we're not open. So let's real quick do a little flippy flip here. I don't know how to show, I don't even have a mirror. Okay, so this is when I'm talking to y'all, this is what I'm looking at. We have our corner of amazing non-wools. We've got linens and cottons and silks, just amazingly beautiful stuff. And that is what we got. We got the great, this concentric. If you were in the store and you were like, ooh, I love that, we have this. This is the beautiful sample we have for it. Here are all of the anniversary kits. that you might be getting. You can see where I sit and talk to y'all. We have some new arrangements there. That's what I showed you, the amigurumi here if you wanted to add to us. Here's our gorgeous, gorgeous wall of Miss Babs with the beautiful, I haven't played with the mohair in a while. So soft. It's like a pet. The yummy toes, if you need to do something with fingering weight, like small quantities. We have our amazing weaving section. All the great looms we talked to Laura about. The beautiful Wilson Ruana. When you come in the store, if you haven't been in the store in a while, you would notice I do not have both samples of Spirit and Opportunity, but the big one is in the store, Jennifer. Here we have the Dapple and the gorgeous Suburban Stitchers with the Tweety stuff. This is new, this new display. I love that Susan and Laura did this. Here's the gorgeous Life in Longgrass. Our amazing, there's my bag on the floor. Our amazing, the Ultra Wool is fantastic. We have every color of Ultra Wool. Here is the display of Studio Worsted. I told you it is a whole big thing. Here's all of our chunky yarns, Chunky and Erin. Look at that, so pretty. Whoop, 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 whoop. Here is what we have left of Katahdin, if you want to make the Wilson Ruana or my shawl. You can see we've done some rearranging. Here's the fingering weight wall. Here's all of the beautiful Kitty Bee yarn. All the fingering weight you could want. And where I'm taking you back to, there's all the buttons. I love playing with buttons. Is whoop, 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 the clearance section. I wanted to show y'all what we're doing here. So we have added, as Susan's always adding to the clearance section, I believe these are all $1 a ball for the amigurumi fan. We've got some great baby yarns back here. If you're looking for big buttons, they're in the sale section. We've got some wool wash here. Chunky roving, big old chunky yarn. All of this is clearance. You got to come see it. Got some mohair. Just look at it. Look how lime green this. This is fantastic. That is the brightest. You know what? This is the kind of yarn I use for lifelines. It is slick. It is bright green. Nobody is ever, it is easy to see in your yarn and your work, and it's easy to pull out. So this is exactly what I use as for lifelines in my work. Got all this, and we've got some great notions. So extra 20% off anything back here, except the coffee. Let me come around. We've got our great notions wall. We've changed this up. So we have all the great mini tools and kits that I talked about last week for Katrinkles, the Tower of Pom-Poms, our great Rowan. We have so much beautiful Rowan yarn. It's just amazing. Whoa, that was exciting. I don't think I lost you though. There's Kat's new scarf. Okay, here is Spirit and Opportunity. Jennifer wanted to see it. Here we go, hang on. Dun, dun, dun. So this is Spirit and Opportunity. Here we go. Jennifer asked for this. So this is it. It is an enormous, like this is my arms as far as they can go, and they're still not big enough. It is a huge, huge shawl. It also is available, the instructions. This is the sport weight. There are instructions for making it in a smaller weight. So, was there something specific you wanted to see, Jennifer? I'm afraid I do not have the smaller one. That was knit by a sample knitter, and it was returned to the sample knitter after I finished photographing it. So that was super fun. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. It's my superhero cape. What? Oh, so, and then we've got our ever popular Appalachian baby cotton kits that people love to knit and give. So there's a close-up of isochronal arc in the yellow. You can really see the detail here, and the detail on the lace here. Whee! And back to the beginning. Okay. Thank you all once again for joining us here on Wednesday as we talk about what's hot in the shop. Remember, we're closed next Wednesday, but I will be here from 12 to 1 to chat with you about the exciting things that are going to be happening on Small Business Saturday and Black Friday. Hope you have an absolutely lovely holiday. Well, I'll probably tell you that on Wednesday. We're not quite to the holiday yet, right? Whatever. Thank y'all so much, and have fun playing with your yarn. Okay? Bye-bye.